3FM, the Situation Room. We are always watching.
That's why again say there, the eyes have it.
The president must know that this is a battle. Between Nigeria, guess what? Twice of that number have perished in the last 2 years. In more turned tankers. Ask yourself, is it worth the risk? The answer is a resounding no. Scooping fuel from an overturned petrol tanker is not just risky, it is downright suicidal. Petrol, putting your own life on the line to stay alive. Whenever you see an overturned tanker of people attempting to scoop fuel, ones who depend on you than any way being otherwise. Remember, fuel scooping is deadly. Don't take the risk. Stay alive, be alive, and live well.
Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
The sound of Lagos. Today's Friday, the last edition of the show for the week, and it's my pleasure to have you join us. And I hope that your day has been good. Today's Friday, and today is the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan. Maybe by tomorrow or Sunday, when the moon is sighted, then we'll know that officially we've come to the end of Ramadan. But the federal government had declared the 31st and 1st of is being a month of sober reflection. It's been a month of sharing love. It's been a month of reaching out to the people, especially the less privileged in the society. And I want to congratulate more. I was making a joke downstairs with some of my colleagues, and I said, we started living in this country. If you look at the balance, then you celebrate everyone that are gone through the stress. Also bring to reality all of you, and that some of you may feel, what is all are making progress. So waves every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. 90 straight private sector. We talk to influencers, opinion leaders, image makers, interest group, politicians. Are complicated. It's looking EMS has started going up again, and this week the Dangote Group released a statement in respect to the crude for dollar. Cost an ups 5 yesterday, and it's cheap as a result of this, because you know what that means. Once that goes up, somebody said maybe it's NNPC Limited to release the official statement on the IPO. The one that was earlier released had been withdrawn. In the course of the week, said the landing cost of petrol had gone lead to so that for everyone that had endured this holy month of Ramadan. And show, my name is 광 Akinade. If you're joining us for the first time, you're live from Mainland 98.3 FM. Even if we have guests, we'll always try to make the conversation brief, because Fridays are supposed to be back to the table. Our phone, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to declare a state of emergency in the state, and also suspend the governor, the deputy, all political appointees in the states. And he has also picked up. Everybody had gone to their normal business. The state of emergency. There were some conditions. There was a type of the parties involved, so that even though they actually said in the course of the week that if normalcy, yes, that's the word he used. If normalcy returns to Rivers State, that the president may, relocate. The emergency rule in Rivers State, was it a sledge too heavy? And he said, absolutely, considering especially some of the states where, insurgents are having a field day, people are being kidnapped, farmers are paying, taxes to bandits before they can, access their own farms. These are some of the questions that are based on Section 305, subsection 1 and 6 of the 19 democratically assembled House in the state. A conversation that left so much to sort about on the back of the jailbreak in Kogi State on Monday. The safety, the rights. So a lot of them, you've been sentenced to life or people think all of your rights in this country. I had to read, as much as I could pick from the data 15 till 2022. We've had about 6,000 sick Abuja to Jos to Benue to Borno to rearrested. Only 1,992 of them rearrested. And according to the start of the NCS, that's Nigerian Correctional Services, it's been said that about 84,000 inmates. Out of about 84,000 inmates, almost 49,000 of them are ATPs, that's awaiting trial person. So it's something that the government really needs to look into in terms of, if you say we want to decongest the prison cases, some of these guys have unmet bail condition, that's why they are still in prison. Some of them have not even, maybe they don't have access to lawyers, they've not been able to present their cases in their waiting trial for 10 years, 6 years, 7 years. So, especially in the area of, the passport, immigration, giving the prisons some more in terms of, the discharge of justice, so that people, yes, the idea of prisons is to reform you, is to, yes, first off, make you realize that you've committed a crime, and it's supposed to be a space of sober reflection for you to realize that, oh, I committed a crime and I'm not supposed to do this. But a lot go in as maybe pickpockets, they come out even worse, to what the expectations are. You're supposed to go in there, and so that when you get back into the society, you have a different opinion about crime. You know that, oh, this convicted, the unconvicted are waiting trial, the challenges are that. As an inmate, surprisingly, it talked about the freedom of movement, though restricted, but at least you're allowed to move from your cell outside maybe 4 hours a day. Sometimes some people, almost all of the centers in Nigeria have the mosques and churches in our prison centers. We have the families, right to families and legal representation. Your lawyer can still come see you. Your family members have scheduled days that they can come and see you. Right to free education. At times we also have right to work and earn. Yes, I've said it. And there are times where inmates are taken outside to work, maybe to clear grass. Join us on the show. And what a day it was yesterday. In case you missed it, you can go. We talked about the commercialization of political parties in Nigeria. Something political parties. And then in 2023, we had about 8. So you look at that balance. But now, INEC in the course of the week said that anyway, help us to strengthen our democracy. Does it give free options or choices for the people of your kind of leadership structure that you want? So you want new parties to come up on board. Well, there's also the coalition that may be registering a political party anytime soon, according to. But also yesterday, we looked at what Nigerians of Professor Mahmood Yakub will be over as the chairman of INEC. His performance vis-a-vis the challenges that the agency had faced in the last few years, especially in the area of T23, we had about 98 million people registered to vote in the election, and about 2900 million registered voters. The party had about 6.1. Other political parties, just both at the green and the red chamber. The PDP being the major opposition party. There's also the Labour Party. There is the SDP. There is the AD. How would you assess the last 8 years of the leadership of Professor Mahmood Yakubu, as he will be taking about elections for the National Assembly? So that was what we focused on yesterday. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would have the privilege, has allowed him to expect of who becomes the next INEC chairperson. I mean, it could be chairman, it could be whoever it is that the president had decided. Just fair election. An election is not supposed to be seen to be fair. An election is actually moved from different stages of our, electoral processes. From the times where snatching to the barest minimum, reduce the cases of ballot box, the different technologies basically into the election. Has it really helped election? Or is a case of people actually not interested in governance anymore? If we are 68 million people that registered in 2015, lesser people that comes out on the day of election to exercise their franchise. Those were the things we talked about on the show yesterday. And how sensitive with each appointment being made in this country now is always doctored or colored with different sentiments. Or it could be tribal sentiments. would a Yoruba person be the next INEC chairman, or would it be, a middle belt woman that would be the INEC chairman? Do we even need a professor to be the INEC chairperson? Do you need to be a professor? Because you're not going to the INEC office to profess. You're not going an electoral system. They can say that yes, it's an agency that the leadership, constitution, and the oath they took to be unbiased in delivering election to the country. Who becomes the next INEC chairperson? So it's a simple case to be a part of. It looks like an irony, but that's actually the way the Nigerian or is going to be as objective that may have been nominated, so that you don't have people with Loretta or Noche was nominated to print out on the floor of the Senate. So we have instances like questioned. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's performance, if you think, because for me, and according to me, from whatever part of the country you're coming from, as long as you have a name that you're ready to protect, look at what the clean off all of the fake drugs and fake drug merchants from the Nigerian market election for a particular region of the country. It's an election for everybody. So that was what we focused on the show yesterday. That's why I said, in case you missed it, well, you can go back and watch those, that particular episode of the show yesterday. So today is Friday. Then we'll open the conversation, allow you to be able to do just that. The phone lines are buzzing already. It's /mainland 98.3 FM. You can join the conversation. There is going to be that debate in who becomes the next INEC chairperson. We're going into an election in 2027. We'll have the president or the primaries of all of the political parties by 2026. So we'll know who gets what at what point. What are the qualities that we should have in who becomes the chairman of INEC? Now you can join the conversation. Let me have your thoughts. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM.
Yeah, Prof.
We'll manage it.
Yeah, sincerely, what we need from our INEC chairman or in the appointment, because one, we only have little to do when it comes to their appointment. Their manifestos, what are you up to?
An INEC chairman to release manifestos?
No. Yes, of course.
Mr. Gege will not kill me.
The president who can appoint maybe like 5 of them, or I don't know. The nomination can be made like for us to have like 5 of them. So if we have like 5 of them, presently I feel like the best way to change this country forever is not to vote in my room. But if you register in Ikeja, and you are living in
Songo, and you cannot move during election.
Yeah. You can, okay, because of election, does that mean that you should not do your business? So if you have a contract to, still in Abia, and your polling unit is in Lagos, you can, through phone, it doesn't matter how many days, all these arguments of election should be conducted in a day, it doesn't make any sense. Even if it has to be a week, electronic voting, and you have the app to vote through.
And you have your NIN.
You have your NIN. You understand? They have ATM that they give to you. Any we can go and able to at least give us a particular card, identity card that you can use to make several transactions and even vote. You understand? It's a big shame in this country. And again,
Mr. Gege Joshua, like I promised, we had loads of messages yesterday that I couldn't read because we were really pressed for time, and I missed the chairman of INEC. So I'll read those messages today.
Hello,
Mr. Laiwola.
Mr. Okpe,
I'm with you.
Yeah, you see the issue of INEC appointment or the chairman of appointment. The people, but the issue that you people say because of election is described. That is the way Peter Obi analyzes that. They say PDP carry and come from one place to another to get data, and it comes to this place, and the election is going time. If you check our electoral act, since 1999 to this time, I grew up in North in Benin State. There's something they call, in 2019, we have something they call accidental fund. If you lost your voter card, you are allowed to vote. They will give you accidental fund, you fill it, and you see it. But the last rate of almost 65% or 30% of the out of the voting process. This is the process that most of the journalists and the analysts, they didn't bring me over say. We compare us with South Africa. The South Africa, the electoral say you must win 50% or 51% requirement. But when the man starting the analysis, did you do the comparison and contrast to do it before bringing that kind of word into the public space and also the journalists take up from there? That is why I'm seeing it sometimes when the man is talking at that voting and 200 people vote for you. You already won your election, forgetting the people that are doing the election apathy. These are the issues that the people be laughing at. And you also continue talking about it. And the thing is that annoying me every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good conscience. I recommend Mike Igini, who was the INEC commissioner in Akwa Ibom State, a very honest and disciplined man. However, Godswill Akpabio will not like him. And I have a feeling that President Tinubu may extend his tenure and trust the Senate on your mandates. Okay. Thank you very much, Joshua. Let me read your messages first. Jonathan from Agboro City says, Annex Mahmoud Yakub performed completely below expectations. In fact, he should be shown the exit door sharp to allow Mr. Mike Igini to step in. Professor Mahmoud had a abysmal, disgraceful, and tension-soaked tenure everywhere in the city. Prince was to work and therefore could not deliver on his mandate, only to declare highly, try to get it right. Please, I understand what you're saying there. So he's not referring to anybody in particular. Okay, this one says the major reason why election participation figure had continued to go down is because of technology. Most of the overbloated figures always concocted by the chairman of Yoruba origin from Southwest or North Central. That is Michael from Surulere. Okay. This one says, good evening to you guys. I'm Pastor Sunday from Agboro. The next INEC chairman, this is my only submission on this matter. I don't see the president having edicts about that because the National Assembly has been pocketed. Akpabio and Abbas are nothing but Tinubu boys. That's Chris from K2. Okay, thank you very much. This one says, good evening. Look at the service chiefs and look at the other federal appointment. The INEC chairperson must come with integrity, and I know that we have a lot of Nigerians that can put up a good work. On the issue of immortalizing Humphrey Nwosu, I don't think it makes any sense. Just like your guest said, a man that could not deliver an election when he picked up the job does not deserve any immortalization. It would be a slap on the Abiolas. Okay. That's where you ended the conversation. That is Festus from Ikorodu. 0913-600-0410. Let me pick more calls that we had yesterday, and that was exactly what I'm still doing. I'm also going to be reading your messages today in between so that we don't leave anyone out. You can also drop on facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good evening. Hello? Okay. Let me pick more calls. Just keep it coming. Better in position. He also forgot that women who have also disappointed when giving appointments. Okay. You didn't complete the message. I also did not put your name at the end of your message. But I got a message though. What my guest said yesterday was that if you want things to get done, especially since the chairperson of NAFDAC, yes, he made mention of the chairperson, and I'm like, oh, there are a lot of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala somewhere, and that is the way. She just got, re-elected almost unopposed. It shows that she's doing something super good. But we've got a free, but it's actually free, fair, and credible. And then the old bringing in technologies into election could actually help. So when people say there's low turnout, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're at the office, and then that's where you register. But and you're staying at Songota. And on the day of election, there's no movement. You can't drive all the way down from Songo to come and vote at Ikeja. So automatically, you've been, denied of your rights to exercise your franchise. Use it in Brno. You pick up your ATM in Ebon. You can use it in Abeokuta. Why can't we have same so that our elections will be void of having to shut down the air because we want to have an election? Can't we have more? I can exercise my franchise. In 2016, during the presidential election of Donald Trump, and then I gave him internet on his laptop, and right there in the comfort of his home at Bega here, he voted, and within 30 seconds they mailed him acknowledging the fact that he's voted, and even congratulated him for exercising his franchise. in a US election. So why can't we also, we have so much money, billions of taxpayers' money is being spent on an election that will still have 92% of the offices contested down to National House of Assembly members. The result of those elections were contested in court. The Labour Party contested the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The PDP contested the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Virtually all of the senators that won election had their election. Most of them won their mandates back from the court. In fact, some of them have picked up other political appointments. The former governor of Plateau State, Simon Bakola, was already the Minister of Labour. A whole lot of other people like that. Despite the huge... You're welcome.
My name is Shola. I'm coming from Akonwajo.
Okay, Mr. Shola, good to have you join us on this
decision making. It has that, for example, a football team that wants to play another team, that football team will not go and get a referee. You can imagine, I am Shola, I'm Shola FC. I am playing against Okme FC. Now, Shola FC is going to
present the referee
in my own stadium. You understand? So, I just foresee that what will likely happen again is that now that the ball is in President Tinubu's court, he will go and look for his own person now. So now his own chances have been amended. But who are the ones to amend it now? That's the problem. So we are in a quagmire. You understand? Can't they get organizations, that can come in, maybe all this, that will come in as an umpire, you pay them. You can do transmission online, you can do electronic voting to make this thing transparent. But who are the people that will put this into effect? That's the quagmire we are in right now in this country. May God help us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shola. I'm sure that 2-day training last year, and then one of the things that was said is the fact that INEC is being understaffed. So as it stands right now, INEC has less than 10,000 staff covering all of the DC state and the FCT. So that's why they keep having ad hoc staff, core members, NURTW people when it comes to moving sensitive and non-sensitive materials. But do we even need that much? Somebody said that if you want to know or get the correct stats of people, go to the bank. The Nigerians don't joke with their money. Nigerians will give their exact phone number, their exact house address, their exact where those people that have their NINs captured. We can use. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Gordon from Water.
Okay.
I just don't know if I should be happy that the man tenure is getting to an end, or I should be crying that the Mr. President will be the one to choose INEC chairman for us, which we know the kind of Senate that we have. Anyone on your mandate that we stand. That is my main worry, because that is ready to stand and fight for the Senate to change. But the DSS and the SS, which they are the ones they're supposed to clear the person. I mean, they won't do that. But I know that we, Mr. Mark Edini, that man is a man of integrity. Let the president choose his own benefit.
The chairman of, even about what we allow, is about what the Constitution allows. So I'm not sure if we have conducted by patriotic and independent Nigerians. It will be a mirage if the president is allowed to appoint INEC boss, and then we expect free, fair, and credible presidential election. That's Professor Mike. Says Yoruba man will be the INEC chairman. Bet me, they will. Okay, you said we don't pick our messages that we don't read. It's not intentional. Patrick Corruptible, former Akwa Ibom Rec, Mike Igini, who has seen it all in terms of election in Nigeria. Okay, and then Ifeoma Francis responded and he says, Mr. Igini is their number one enemy because he's honest and he's very disciplined. Wike will give them a corrupt candidate like them, and then the circle continues.
I'm fine. The only thing I want to advise Nigeria is whatever they are coming up with, don't let them expect that the government of the day and the INEC of the day or the National Assembly of the day will give them anything that will favor the masses. Whatever they are bringing together, whatever they have to offer, don't look at it, study it, and be ready to do it. The majority will speak loud and clear. That's my own advice. Whichever way they come, manual, electronic, let all be prepared for any one of them. That's just it. Don't expect anything better or they want to choose anything. But if the majority speak, then we go and let them, if they want to destroy Nigeria, let them destroy Nigeria. Let us always also be living in it. Because if the majority speak, that Supreme Court that will judge anything, we will see. But don't let them divide us. Don't let them divide us. Let us be one. Stay against us. That is just it.
Thank you.
The people in government today, APC, against all Nigerians.
Jamin, he says, let us not waste our precious time and energy suggesting they only don't want to do the right thing because it would affect their chances of. You're welcome.
Yes, this is Mr. Tony calling you from them. I believe that either to go and bring take a right to sister or a brother, so that anybody that take first time position will take number one. Or you go and take his sister, who is Mama Oloja now, to be the next chairman. But I believe that Yakubu Mahmoud will not run to exile.
Stay safe. Let me also read some of the messages we have. This one says, okay, I took this one already. This is Don Peters from Japan, Osaka, Japan. It should be giving us, it should be given Nigeria now. People can know we're proud of him. We're proud of Peter Obi. Okay. Thank him. If Tinubu refused to honor him through the National Assembly, he will be. I watched it live. If he also had announced the result of Abiola against IB. Good evening. Okay. That is not for me. I think that message is from, okay, it's mine. He said, may Almighty continue to bless you. Let's be sincere with ourselves. The NEC chairman has already known himself. And Mr. President has already known whom the NEC chairman will be. Please, who pays the INEC chairman? And who is the INEC chairman supposed to listen to? Exactly what? That's Friday from Mowe. Thank you very much. This one says, how will you not lose in declare whoever they choose to declare? What is the point of stressing yourself to go out and vote? Whether we're going to say another Humphrey who will not care about who appointed him and do the needful. James from Agbado Junction. Thank you very much. Keep your messages and your calls coming in. Hello, good evening. Mr. Deji.
They keep on saying our own until they do the right thing. See, there's nothing stopping this country from going to where you can vote from the comfort of your house. Use you have your bank in Lagos.
Even in states where there's no branch of your bank, your card will still work.
So there's nothing stopping this country to do that. But they know what they can lord anything over the person. This is what we want, and this is what they want to the issue. Why the presidential result? That is to tell you that a command from anywhere can score that can destroy anything. That's to tell you the significant.
Who didn't pick that call? I know why.
No, let's not be cheated from anywhere.
No.
So that is on BBN. We have our fingerprint on voters card. We have everything. Driver's license. Everything. Database is scattered. Something. Nobody is an island of knowledge in this nation.
Thank you.
And as a matter of fact, once you are a Nigerian, what about this ethnic coloration? What about this religious bias? Once you are a Nigerian, the first thing that should come to your head first is, I'm a Nigerian. I'm not a Yoruba man.
True.
I'm a Nigerian.
True.
So if you all have this mentality, even if they choose an Idiobio person, even if they choose an Idiobio person,
thank you.
If it's competent,
catch up with the ones I can read. John Bernardo, I've read your message twice today now. You said, for me, this is a complete waste of INEC chairman. Stephen Francis says, I listened to your guest yesterday and I understand his struggle, not wanting to criticize someone who he saw as a comrade, especially in their so-called fight against the military. I heard his opinion on Fᴏʟᴏᴡ and I vehemently disagree with him. Yesterday, he said Professor Humphrey Nwosu doesn't deserve immortalization because he did not announce the election result. But I ask, on what premises did he and the other pretenders of democracy declare Abiola as president? Even as far back as 1993, if the result the gun pointed to them, even if they don't officially immortalize Professor Humphrey Nwosu, they can't talk about the freest election in quotes by you in Nigerian history without them today and always. Stephen from Egbeda, thank you very much. I like that. Back to the phone lines. Who do I have with me? Hello. You're welcome. Good to have you join us.
Okay. You know, some people were saying that the president should appoint somebody. I think I want to even expect that. Don't expect it at all. Fabio, how come go to court? The court is still their court. So what are we talking about? My brother, happy weekend, Joe.
Thank you very much and happy weekend to you also. 0913-600-0410. It is the Friday edition of the Situation Room. I will always call this one the Town Hall edition, where we review all of the things we've talked about in the on the show and the entire week. And yesterday was the major source because we looked at the making of the next INEC chairman as by to an end, and the 8 years is non-renewable. There's no third-term agenda, so he would have to leave, and then somebody would have to be there to conduct the next election, which is going to be in 2027. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Offer.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. This is Malam Ben Usman.
Yesterday, I saw your missed calls. I couldn't pick them.
Thank you very much. I am calling from Abdullah Adamu from Kefi.
Oh, you're in Kefi?
Yes.
Okay.
Abdullah Adamu. I don't know why we are using our mouth to destroy what's supposed to come in 2027 by ourselves. The voice of Nigeria supersedes or supreme over the power of Tinubu and whosoever that is behind. In every polling, there must be agents of all political parties. And okay, look at, for example, in 2023, when the election was held, are you now saying that if Obi and Atiku join hands together, will declare Tinubu as a winner? It's not possible. So we should put our mind, we should calm down. 2027 will speak for itself, and by the grace of God, the name of this agency, I voted for this agency. You know very well, Mr. Offer. But I want this agency to go down. We should not use our mouth to destroy the future election. We should be correct. Even if thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and stay safe. Our regards to everyone in Nasarawa State. Thank you. In a country where the politicians don't have a proven ideology, rather than allowing spirit controlling their mind, I don't think there is need for more parties. Instead, we should have mergers, if possible, to reduce the numbers. Thank you. That's Lawrence from Otta. Obi.
Obi, indeed.
Pastor Ambrose, how did you jack this line together?
You see, it's not Nigerians versus APC. It's Nigerians versus politicians in general. Because whatever is happening in APC is happening in other parties. But we know the one that APC is doing now is unprecedented. I'm telling you the truth. Peter Obi is their problem. You see, this Atiku Abubakar is not their problem. Peter Obi is their problem. That is the only problem they have.
Ooh. Pastor Ambrose, try and call back. I will still have some more minutes before we call it a day on the show. And don't forget that by 6:10, I will go for a very short break, and I will come to Ikorodu today.
Yeah, Ikorodu is fine. We thank God for everything.
Okay. Oh, I hope you can still coming up, but just try and keep calling. This one says, good evening, Okwe. I love the Friday edition of the show and the fact that you allow people to call. Thank you. Okay, on the issue of Nwosu, I think it's unfair for your guest yesterday to say Nwosu should not be declared. The fact that the election was free and fair means that the INEC man did his job. If we can give the blame to IBB and give the glory to MKO, we should also give the same glory to Nwosu. He did the best he could do in that situation. Oh, good evening.
Yes, I did. In advance. We are in Napu mood now. The Ramadan coming to an end. Mr. Sport, I want to congratulate my president. He celebrated 73 years of age. Mr. President, may you live longer in good health, in sound health. And for the next 2 years, I want you to fulfill the promise you promised Nigeria. 24/7 electricity, no estimate B anymore. Infrastructure wise, every road to be taken. Or Ekron Road in your state. So all these things should be done. Ready to serve the country, not to serve his personal interest or
treat people. Mr. President, I wish you well. Let me stop here.
Thank you very much. Yes. Well, the announcement from the presidency has suspended. So the president will be celebrating. So when I saw the traffic alert earlier today, I just told myself that it's going to be a tough evening. The president would not be coming to Lagos. He's going to be celebrating his 73rd birthday in Abuja. Hello. Good to have you join us.
Okay. I like chairman here. We are all in for it too. For my head. But by Professor Monsi, either the mobilizing is very unmobilizing. If you want to talk about credible election, you must fall in it. I need to talk to you. I'm complaining for you.
Okay. This is AJ from Agbori and INEC, and he have his friends Wike will do everything possible to make sure that the election of 2027 goes their own way. Can Nigeria protest against this government? Let them try it and see who Tinubu is. Okay? Tinubu is the president being in favor of Wike. Wow. Now look at it. Fubara is suspended and Wike works continues as a minister. Why can't Wike also be suspended as a minister? Now people are giving credit to Mr. President. Thinking, God bless you. Thank you very much. Bank account or BV not work, I'm sure we can have a way out. But the population of the people, exactly. So we can have a way of going. I mean, if those are the only people we can attend to manually, whereas in the villages, that one we know that we can channel, alternative means of them exercising their franchise. I understand your concerns.
Hello, with me.
I'm with you.
Okay, good evening.
You
know the age of the INEC chairman. Yes. Your guest said that we shouldn't wait for 30 years for him to come and confess the sin of the evil that happened in 2023. In 1993, I was 20 years of age when I cast my first vote for Abiola. 2023, by this year, in 30 years come
and he's 63 years old.
63. If God will have his sweet, by the time she be 70, Okpeyemi, he have a lot Okpeyemi. If Tinubu want a free and free election, come 20 people, the next INEC should have the fear of God and
Facebook. And he says the problem we have is this. What is our definition of a free and fair election? To many people, the election is only free when their candidate wins. Opposition won the last election, but their votes were splitted across party line. True. Hello?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Can you hear me? Picking your calls and also reading your messages. You're live from Mila 98.3 FM, and this is the Situation Room. So the question we're asking ourselves today is this: what are Nigerians looking for in the next INEC chairman? By November 2025, the 2-term of 8 years tenure of Professor Mahmood Yakubu would come to an end. Who succeeds?
Dreaming of a world-class education? The University of Hertfordshire is bringing the experience closer to you.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey?
At the Lagos Open Day 2025.
The venue is at Marriott Hotel, Ikeja, Lagos.
We take HND holders into direct masters. We have masters by research. We have nursing, PhD. Third class can get into direct masters at the University of Hertfordshire.
We're going to be giving out on-spot offers. We're taking nursing interviews and giving out discounts and answering all your burning questions. Discover world-class program, vibrant campus life, and opportunities that can elevate your future. Your adventure starts here.
Date Friday, April 4th, 2025. Time 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. To register, simply log on to http://bit.ly/UH Open Day. For more info, email nigeria@hearts.ac.uk. Call or WhatsApp us on 081-8022-7788.
I can't wait to see you on the 4th of April 2025. Think hard, go Hearts.
Dreaming of
Thank you very much and welcome back. This program is from 4 to 5:30, and by 5:30 there's going to be the mainland FM Sunset News, and by 6 o'clock I would also come back from 6 to 7 p.m. to take you through the world of sports and Sport Cruise. Club football returns this weekend, and of course it begins from the oldest cup competition in the world, the English FA Cup this weekend. Big games to look out for. I would also talk about all of the other things you need to do. There's also the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend. Is he going to Australia and in China the last time out? So it's going to be Japan this weekend, or you think it's going to be Lewis Hamilton and his new Ferrari teammates are getting on the podium? You have to stick around to 6 o'clock to get all of that in. But let's get back into the situation. But first off, before we get back into picking calls, I want to use this opportunity to condemn with every emotions in me the issue of jungle justice. It's painful. I wished I could unsee the videos that I saw this morning of how 16 Northerners traveling from Port Harcourt to Kano were burned to death after being labeled as kidnappers in Edo State. You see, there's no excuse being involved in jungle justice. You'll be jailed. There are no two ways about it. I mean, how do you assume that people are kidnappers? Whether you saw them with gun, you saw them with whatever it is that you saw them with. How do you assume that people are just kidnappers? And then right there, and then people have the mind to pick up their phones, and then they made videos. I saw someone use a wheelbarrow or something to come dump another body in, and I'm like, how do you beat to death and you burn human beings like you? 16 of them. I'm trying to understand what. I even saw one of the boys gave one of the suspects a flying kick. Let's just respect everything we stand for as a nation. I understand the insecurity situations that we have in the country. I understand the whole issue of kidnappers, armed robbers, insurgency everywhere. But that does not if you go to court and you say, because they said they were kidnappers, that was why you joined them to burn the people. The court does not care. It is not your business to make justice on people like that. It's distasteful. You decide to end their lives. How do you get involved in such level of jungle justice because you're angry at the government or because of the people in charge, the authorities? Remember what happened to the Alufo? Sentence the people caught in that madness. They sentenced them to. How do you take laws into your own hands in the name of jungle justice? You saw them beating someone and then you joined them, you threw stone. The petrol that you said is expensive. Mr. Dion.
Hello?
You're welcome. Good to have you join us on the show today.
Thank you very much. I'm Mickey Weze calling from the father.
Okay, Mickey Weze, good to have you join us.
Yeah, I wanted to accuse you because the house is no more honorable than the man that built it. So nobody can be talking about June 12th, talking about the winner, and then you want to jettison the person that oversaw the election. I was 26 when that election took place. So everything that happened, we understood. Even look at what Oshomole was saying. It is misrepresentation of the truth because from the microphone, and they heard the most things. So what did he expect him to do? You see, we should be truthful in this country. Then look at what the Deputy Senate President was saying, that people are divided, have a divided opinion about it. yes, obviously the North will have a divided opinion because they expected that Tofa will be declared winner and then they will hand over to the North. So if it came otherwise, that was why you saw all that happened. All the shenanigans you saw that happened was that they wanted Tofa, but the Nigerian people wanted Abiola. So that was exactly what happened. So the North can never be happy about it. That is why he was saying what he was saying. We were adults when all this happened. Then coming to the new INEC chairman, I think they should just extend the tenure of Jega, let him carry on to 2027.
Jega?
Yeah, he did very well in 2016. Didn't you see? He did very well. And all the off-cycle elections, he did very well. So let them extend the tenure and save us all this noise. Because at the end of the day, the president that will appoint the president.
Thank you.
He will still be one to appoint. So why do we...
Justification for that evil that was committed in Edo State, I think you need to sit yourself down and talk some senses to yourself. There's no justification for that. Because if you descended on these guys and you burnt them, some of them were even still alive where they were, being burnt. It's a total condemnation on any form of mob justice whatsoever. I mean, the Constitution says you are innocent until proven guilty. These guys were just profiled, and there was no warning, no due diligence to tolerate this humane act of bestiality. That is exactly what it is. You can't just wake up and just take laws into your hands, and because you saw them with guns, or whether you saw them with guns, you saw them whatever it is that you saw them with, and instead you just assume that they are kidnappers and that you burnt them alive. Nigerians like you, human beings like you. I just hope the government will do something about this. If there was not a single case of any life lost in Rivers State and state of emergency was declared, then I wonder what should be happening in Benin right now, where 16 of those guys were burnt. You can't explain it. You can't just justify it. You don't have the right to commit mob justice. You will be jailed if you are caught and tried and found to be, to be involved or to be a part of that to shreds. We just see ourselves as the only people alive, and then we disregard every other person. God forbid that there's retaliation for this from the North. And then the people that are innocently carrying out their businesses in the northern state would also be country. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Hello, good evening. You're welcome.
This is Keith. I'm calling from K2.
Okay.
I cannot see everybody calm down on the sports drive. Honest podcast. And I can tell you for free, I was almost crying. In fact, I could not finish the episode as a carer. They're not telling me they expect the INEC chairman. They look at, I have said it over and over again. The Nigerian presidential system, the president is too powerful. For me, the best way to appoint an INEC chairman is supposed to be by application. If you know you are capable to do the job, you apply to the Senate or the House of Reps, which for me, I want to collaborate together and make them a part-time job for some of them, all of them. Apply. You get my point. Like, create a vacancy. These are the requirements we want. So person apply. You go through travel, you go through screening. Not the presidency nominating somebody. What if you nominate me tomorrow? Me, I don't know anything about INEC. I'm a footballer. I get there and I start running things. I said I'm running a football club. What happens? And you know the kind of things we have now. I can tell you for free. When I was working on the Lekki Expressway Axway, there's actually a day I drive on that road. I don't see a dead body. Nothing. For me, they blow up one oil pipe now.
Any official statement from any of the security agents will be done, and people that will be found wanting or... Good evening. About the INEC chairman, I think them in one feel so are not this wicked now. What has happened to our brotherhood and the Nigerian spirit? Or is it only when we see ourselves outside of the country? Mainly for the week and also for the month. Okay, no. Yes, we still have on the first We still have on the 31st of March, which is Monday. I think I'm just in a hurry for the week to end. Okay. Another time, Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Michael says, would continue to build our cast in the air if we think the selection of INEC is still left in the hand of the president and confirmation to be carried out by the same National Assembly that has continually been chorusing for the president on the country. You can see what transpired at the National Assembly, where they are having divided house, whether they immortalize Professor Sɪᴛᴜᴛᴇʀ, who conducted the most credible election in this country's history. All we need to start to do, God bless you too. Thank you so much. No, only on Mela 98.3 FM, where the keep your dialogue only on Mela 98.3 FM, and have a beautiful weekend.